Hello, all you coin aficionados out there, and welcome to the Philindsing Coin Channel. We're going to take a look at some 1963 5 centavos here today. We've looked at this coin before, but I want to take a look at these and show you some of the differences in how they wear differently over time. And so let's take a look. So this is a 1963, and this is a pretty dark in color. 1963. We have the man with the anvil and hammer. And if you look out here, you see that it says 5 centavos, 1963 on the bottom. In Mount Mayon, the volcano from the Philippines is in the background, and you can see one of the things you can do on these ones is count how many smoke rings there are. I think this one has 6 smoke rings, I believe. It has a smooth edge, and if we go on to the back, we see that it has still has this coat of arms of the Philippines, and down here at the very bottom it says Republic of the Philippines in English. And of course that's been changed since. Central Bank of the Philippines around the outside. So instead of saying Banco Central, which the new coins have, this one has this is the old English version. So in 1963 they still had the English on there. And sometimes people confuse the coins, the newer 25 centimo coins, because they're kind of similar in color. See how the color's the same? And they're still brass coins, of course. But if we look at them from the side, we see the new 25 centimos way thinner. And if we look at any of the back, we see that, of course, this has the BSP, Banco Central ng Pilipinas, which is in Philippine or Tagalog rather than in English. And in 1993, they went to this new symbol on the back for the Banco Central of the Philippines. And of course, this is a 1998 coin, but on the back of these newer coins, they just have the date that they changed, essentially changed the name or changed the initials of the BSP right here. Back to these 1963 coins, we see the standing lion, we see the 3 stars and the sun, and we see the eagle holding the olive branch and arrows, which is an old United States symbol, because of course Philippines was part of the United States for a short period of time. If we look at these other ones, and this is one of the ones I want to show you. This is a 1963. It's hard telling, but if you get it close, you can see that it's a 63. And look at the pit marks in there and how it kind of gets worn through. This happens a lot with brass coins when they get in contact with salt water and kind of get beat up a little bit. So this is a 1963, but it's quite different, both in color and in wear, than the other one we were looking at. So that's the dark one, and that's the newer one. And in fact, you can't see all the words even on the back, and this, see, the holes are on the back too. Here's another one, 1963. Not quite so bad. Great numbers on there, and very easy to read the 5 centavos. But look at the back of this. This is amazing how worn that is. So you can't really see any of the back on there. Maybe you can tell that there's some letters there, and maybe there's a C and an E down here. So if we look at this versus this is the same coin. I mean, still the 1963 coin, but this is what happens sometimes when it gets incredibly worn down. You can't tell anything on it. And so those of you who collect really old coins, sometimes you'll see them like this. Sometimes you can't even tell what year it is. On this one, it only got worn down on one side, so we can tell the front, the year, but we couldn't tell from the back what it even said on it. Here's another 1963, and this one has great definition to it. And a couple little dents, but we can see the smoke rings much better on it. And we see this kind of outer rim, which has kind of it's kind of a combination of the tooth and the pearled or beaded outer rim. Again, we see the back. We can read this one really well, Republic of the Philippines here. And then finally we have this one, which is, if we look at the difference in colors between this one and this one, same year, same coin, but this one has much different color. And you can see how worn the face is on there. This one you can actually see the man's face. in details of his body. You can see his shorts. This one, you can't really see anything about this. And you certainly can't see any smoke rings on Mount Mayom. We get to the back, and again, hard to read. So we have different colors, we have different wears, and we have different things that happen to these coins over time, including getting pitted and getting holes in them. And that, my friends, is a 1963 5 centavos coin from the Philippines. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the Philindsing Coin Channel comment section.